Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Honda Fit, a popular subcompact car, often faces the diagnostic trouble code DTC P2183, which indicates an issue with the Engine Coolant Temperature ECT sensor 2 circuit. This error suggests that the ECT sensor 2 is either providing readings that are out of the expected range or exhibiting a performance issue. The ECT sensors play a crucial role in engine management by monitoring the temperature of the engine coolant. By providing accurate temperature data, they help the engine control unit, ECU, optimize fuel injection and ignition timing to ensure efficient engine operation. Generally, ECT sensor 2 is located near the engine's thermostat housing, which is typically situated at the front of the engine block. Understanding and diagnosing this code is essential to maintaining the vehicle's performance and reliability. The DTC P2183 pertains specifically to the performance of the ECT sensor 2. This sensor is vital for measuring the temperature of the engine coolant, which significantly influences engine performance. When the readings from this sensor are inconsistent or fall outside the normal operating range, it can trigger this DTC. Its location near the engine's thermostat housing makes it easily accessible during maintenance checks. The ECT sensor sends temperature data to the engine control unit, ECU. If the data is inaccurate, the ECU may make suboptimal adjustments to fuel injection and ignition timing, leading to potential engine performance issues. Therefore, diagnosing this problem accurately is crucial for ensuring the vehicle runs smoothly and efficiently. Several possible causes may trigger DTC P2183. One common cause is poor electrical connections at ECT sensor 2 or even at ECT sensor 1. When connections are loose or corroded, they can lead to unreliable readings. Another possible cause is the failure of the ECT sensor 2 itself, typically due to internal faults or wear and tear over time. Additionally, issues can arise from faulty wiring, leading to the engine control unit, ECU, or a malfunctioning ECU itself, which can misinterpret sensor data. Lastly, loose terminals in the wiring harness can disrupt signal transmission, requiring careful inspection to ensure efficient operation of the sensors. Understanding these potential causes aids in methodical troubleshooting. When DTC P2183 is present, certain symptoms may manifest, affecting vehicle performance. One significant symptom is engine overheating, as the ECU may not receive accurate temperature readings. This can lead to improper fuel-air mixture adjustments, ultimately affecting combustion efficiency. Additionally, drivers may notice poor fuel economy due to inefficient engine operation. A common indicator of many issues, including this DTC, is the illumination of the check engine light on the dashboard. Drivers might also experience rough idling or stalling as the ECU tries to adjust the fuel settings based on inaccurate temperature data. Recognizing these symptoms can prompt timely diagnostics and repairs, preserving vehicle performance. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P2183 involves conducting a visual inspection of the electrical connections and terminals related to ECT sensor 1 and ECT sensor 2. Begin by checking for corrosion, loose connections, or any visible damage. Poor connection quality can significantly affect sensor readings, leading to inaccurate input for the engine control unit, ECU. If you find any compromised connections, they should be repaired immediately. Good electrical connectivity is paramount for the sensors to relay accurate data about engine coolant temperature. Once satisfied with the visual checks, proceed to next steps for further diagnostics if connections are found functional. In the second troubleshooting step, turn the vehicle to the on mode without starting the engine. Utilizing the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, is essential during this phase. You will want to check for any pending or confirmed DTCs that may have been recorded. Specifically, if DTC P2183 is found alongside P2183, it indicates a related problem that needs addressing prior to further diagnosing P2183. Understanding how these DTCs interrelate can streamline the troubleshooting process. If P011A is present, follow the relevant diagnostic steps for that code before revisiting P2183. Documenting all observed DTCs is crucial for effective diagnostics. For the third step, start the engine and let it idle for approximately 10 minutes to allow the coolant temperature to stabilize. Afterward, use the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to check the reading of ECT Sensor 2. You need to compare the current temperature values against established threshold conditions, specifically ensuring they remain below 120 degrees, 49 degrees Celsius. If the current reading aligns with the expected range, it means the sensor is functioning correctly. However, failing to meet these parameters should prompt further investigation. In this scenario, if the condition is validated, it is recommended to replace ECT Sensor 2 as a corrective measure. Identifying this crucial data ensures the integrity of the temperature monitoring system. In the fourth step, switch the vehicle to the off mode and allow ECT Sensor 2 to cool down to the ambient temperature. This process is crucial for verifying the sensor's accuracy. Record the ambient temperature, as this will serve as a benchmark for comparison. Once you turn the vehicle back to the on mode, quickly assess the reading of ECT Sensor 2 using the HDS. The objective is to observe whether the reading diverges by more than 5.4 degrees Fahrenheit, 3 degrees Celsius from the noted ambient temperature. If it does, it indicates a failure in the sensor itself, warranting replacement. However, if the value is close to the ambient temperature, the issue may be intermittent, and further investigations into electrical connections should be conducted. Step 5 mirrors Step 3, focusing now on ECT Sensor 1. Start the engine and allow it to idle for about 10 minutes. This time allows ECT Sensor 1 to stabilize and provide an accurate reading. Again, use the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to check the temperature values of ECT Sensor 1. Compare these readings against the defined threshold of below 120 degrees Fahrenheit, 49 degrees Celsius. If the parameters align, ECT Sensor 1 is functioning correctly. If they do not, you should replace ECT Sensor 1, as it likely signifies an existing fault. This thorough check is critical in confirming whether both ECT sensors are operational and can assist in accurate temperature monitoring. In the sixth step of troubleshooting, perform another idle check on the engine for about 10 minutes, similar to previous steps. Evaluating ECT Sensor 2 once more is essential to ensure consistency in the readings after previous diagnostics. Utilize the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS again, to obtain the current temperature values and compare against the established threshold limits. If these readings are still below 120 degrees Fahrenheit, 49 degrees Celsius, it denotes a functioning sensor. If not, proceed with replacing ECT Sensor 2. This step solidifies prior findings, making sure that any sensor replacement is justifiable based on consistent performance metrics. The final troubleshooting step involves verifying the readings of both ECT Sensor 1 and ECT Sensor 2 against the ambient temperature. Begin by switching the vehicle to the off mode and allow the sensors to cool down properly. Similar to previous steps, take note of the ambient temperature conditions before turning the vehicle back to on mode. Quickly check the values of both ECT sensors using the HDS. Evaluate whether any of the sensors stray from the ambient temperature by more than 5.4 degrees Fahrenheit or 3 degrees Celsius. If either of the sensors does show a significant difference, it indicates that sensor requires replacement. If both sensors fall within acceptable parameters, it may point towards an intermittent fault, necessitating a thorough check of all associated wiring and connections. After completing all required repairs related to DTC P2183, it's critical to conduct a final verification. Start by confirming that the necessary repairs have been made effectively, whether it was connecting loose terminals or replacing faulty sensors. Following this, recheck the values of both ECT Sensor 1 and ECT Sensor 2 through the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, ensuring they are within the established threshold limits. Once these values are satisfactory, clear the diagnostic trouble codes from the system. Rerunning the vehicle to ensure no reoccurrence of DTC P2183 is essential to validate that the issue was rectified. This step ensures the vehicle operates normally, offering an additional layer of assurance for the technician. Preventive maintenance plays a crucial role in averting future issues associated with DTC P2183. One key aspect is to regularly inspect the ECT sensors to ensure they are functioning correctly and not exhibiting signs of wear. In addition, routine checks of the electrical connections at ECT sensors 1 and 2 should be performed to prevent any poor connectivity that can lead to inaccurate readings. Moreover, servicing the entire coolant system is vital to avoid overheating or performance issues. Regular coolant replacements and timely servicing help maintain engine temperature stability and overall performance. By incorporating these maintenance practices, vehicle reliability improves, reducing the likelihood of encountering the same DTC in the future. In summary, tackling DTC P2183 involves understanding the critical role of the ECT sensors, particularly ECT Sensor 2, in managing engine temperature. Following the detailed troubleshooting steps ensures accurate diagnosis and effective repairs. By making sure the connections are secure, testing the sensors thoroughly, and verifying readings against ambient conditions, one can accurately identify and resolve issues related to this DTC. Furthermore, implementing preventive maintenance practices can significantly mitigate the risk of future occurrences. Ensuring that these components are properly maintained extends the life of the vehicle and enhances overall performance. Following these guidelines promotes vehicle reliability, ultimately leading to a better driving experience. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.